your thoughts? First coach, first question to you, coach. Your thoughts to the match?
Well, obviously, we've had a pretty unusual week. We've been in England for the last 4 days. 2 training days against England, who are ranked number 2 in the world, and so it was always going to be a challenge for us to see if we could keep to our processes. Obviously our boys were very motivated to train against England, and so that level of intensity and level of thought was at a big high Tuesday, Wednesday, and we always knew that coming over to Frankfurt was always going to be a bit of an issue for us. So first half pretty much reaffirmed our worries, but then the second half I was pretty pleased that players turned around, did what we asked them to do, made sure we got some go forward ball, looked after our ruck speed, and then used the ball collectively rather than individually, because we were a lot of individuals in the first half, and so certainly in the second half we played much better.
I'm sure you have seen the match between Germany and Romania last week. What you have seen today, was it the opponent that you were expected?
Well, we knew that they'd made 8 changes, so we looked at that, and and I know this team is totally different than what I've played in the last 3 years, that's for sure. So, but we looked at some of the performance. If you look at last week against Romania, that was really the only second 40 that hurt Germany. They actually competed pretty well in the first half, like today. Then it was the second 40 where they leaked a few points, like today. So there's nothing wrong with their competitiveness and their willingness to work and be physical. There's no doubt about that. I mean, both those 2 teams they've just played in the last 2 weeks are probably the 2 of the biggest teams in world rugby in terms of size and physicality. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of their collective, and obviously their challenge is whether or not they can keep it going for more than 40-45 minutes.
Perhaps the player, were you surprised by the enthusiasm of the German team? They defended very well in the first half especially.
So beginning of the game, it was a surprise for us, so we unexpected pressure that we had in the first half, but in the second half, so we put our maps on, and so we can put our game in the frame, and so then we were able to have a good game in the second half.
So you weren't expected a game like that, much like that?
So it wasn't like unexpected, but it was a surprise because the defensive line was too quick and they were coming up too quick, and it was there on the occasion that the moments when they were surprised. And that made our playing tactics to suffer in the first half, so in the beginning.
Any questions from the audience?
Just one question about the support. It was a away match for your team, but there was a very big crowd of Georgian supporters. How did you realize this? How important was it for you, especially in the second half, to push the match a little bit more?
Well, look, when we travel, we have probably some of the best supporters in the world. We really do. It doesn't matter what country we play in. There's always a number of Georgians. I can remember 2015, which was our first time we came here to play in Germany. It was not this venue, it was another smaller venue. But we had 2,500 Georgians who had turned up for that game, and I think we outnumbered the Germans by about 3-1, 4-1. So, we expected this today from our support around this area. Again, as I said earlier, it's always great to have. They are literally the best supporters in the world, I can tell you. So it's always good to have them there, and we really appreciate the people, because it's not just people who live in Germany, there's people from all over Europe who come to this match. So we're absolutely stoked that they're here, we're absolutely so pleased that they're here, and they always help. Doesn't matter, you can just tell, you could hear them today, the way that they chant and the way that they support the team, it's absolutely fantastic.
But your team has just a week before played Belgium. Belgium is the next opponent of Germany, the current squad. Most important match in terms of what's at stake.
Yeah.
Anything you can tell us? It looks like you did a pretty good job on Belgium. I don't know, by your standards, maybe not, but you can.
Well, if I compared you week on week, I think it's you guys look way more professional. You've got a good coach that's here at the moment. I don't know the Australian guy very well, but I know Pablo pretty well, and he's a good man, and he knows his stuff. So, you know, as long as the boys keep believing in what he's doing and commit to. I know that Germany's had some issues around the last 4 or 5 months. But again, out of those tough times, you can build a really good team culture out of that. And I know he's the type of guy that will be able to do that. So if I compare the two teams, you know, it's going to be a very even battle. Whereabouts are you playing them, here or in Belgium?
In Belgium.
In Belgium. So, you know, they always get up for that. So, you know, they're always tough there. But, you know, again, I think if the German team contests for 60-65 minutes, then they've got some good players. So again, it's going to be a very even match, I'm sure.
So, thank you very much.
Thank
One question.
Sorry,
Got
one more question.
2 years ago you played at the World Cup in England.
Yep.
And you played against New Zealand, for example, in Cardiff.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any players from that matches left today?
Oh, there's a number of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's probably about 7 or 8 players, maybe even more, that actually played against the All Blacks today. So we've put on the strongest, the strongest side we've got. Is it was on today. So we didn't pull any punches. We wanted to make sure we played our best team.
Yeah.
We didn't play all our best players last week. There's one reason or another, but you know, everybody who was available would play today. So, all right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.